Hello everyone, Simon here, and welcome back to our ARCHMINE100 series where we are using Minecraft to discuss architectural concepts. So in the last video, we built a kind of temple. It's like a temple to a tree, which is interesting, out of sandstone. So we explored scale and proportions. Scale and proportions in that exercise. In the next exercise, we are going to look at color. There it is. Giant brick houses. Dirt houses, my bad. If they were brick houses, it wouldn't be that sad, right? But these are giant dirt houses. So this is exercise number 4, residences. Let's destroy the instructions because we don't need those anymore. So, exercise 4, residences. Your task, you are given some big dirt apartments. Replace all the dirt with either colored wool or colored clay, whichever material you choose. You must use every color of that material. So either all the wool, all the different colors of wool, or all the different colors of clay. The purpose is to learn basic color theory and to practice using colors. Just try it out. Note, all the walls and floors are 2 blocks thick. This means that you can use different colors on each side. I'll show you that later on. And also that you may want to do some research about color theory, learn about warm and cool colors, complementary colors, primary colors, secondary colors, etc. I might talk about that a little bit as I use the colors in this exercise, in this video. But maybe the best thing to do is to just experiment. That is often the best thing to do, is just try it out. Alright, so the dirt is 2 blocks thick, so you can use different colors on each side. What does that mean? So you see that the wall here is 2 blocks thick, right? So imagine you want a color on the outside and a different color on the inside. So you want kind of magenta on the inside, you got orange on the outside. You can do that. Oops. You can do that. And so then it's orange on the outside, and then if we go inside, it is, magenta on the inside. So the reason I've made everything 2 blocks thick is because then you can have different colors on each side. And the same is true even for the floors. So the floors are also... Well, this is a wall, my bad. So if you kind of move out a little bit. So even the floors are 2 blocks thick, so you can have, magenta on the ceiling here, and then orange on the floor there. Whereas if everything was only 1 block thick, the way Minecraft works is you have the same block on the floor, on the upper floor, and also on the ceiling on the lower floor. And then you are limited to what colors you can use. Whereas, with 2 blocks thick, you can use different colors on each side. Which is kind of why these houses are so big, these dirt houses. They're only 2 stories tall. So before we start, the smart thing to do is probably to get a look at these things just to see what they're like. So let me come over here. So from the town square, they look like that. The front doors are in the middle there, so the back of the houses, let me just come across here. The back of the houses look like that. Nothing too remarkable. And there is a hill back here. So since I'm giving you existing houses, it's probably best to kind of have a look and see what they're like. So the side of it is like this on this side. Let's go to the other side. So the 2 sides of the houses are symmetrical, right? And if we go inside... what am I stuck on? Oh, okay. If we go inside, we'll find that there's glowstone lighting on the ceilings. There is a sort of lounge / dining / kitchen on the ground floor, right? And back here we have a kind of bathroom, right? Bathroom. And then stairs. Back here there's a balcony in the back, upstairs. And then there is a bedroom here with some furniture. And then here there is another bedroom, right? So there's 1 room, 2, and then 3. I mean, that balcony is kind of a room. 3, it's counting areas. 3. And then this corridor area, 4. And then 5. Maybe the kitchen is 6. Bathroom, 7. So there's like 7 spaces in one apartment, if you want to think about it that way. Oops. Like 7 spaces in one apartment, and the other apartment is exactly the same but mirrored. So it's symmetrical. And 2 sides are pretty much the same, except it's a mirror image of the other. So if there's 7 spaces in one apartment, and there's a total of 4 apartments, that means there's a total of 28 spaces. 4 times 7 is 28 spaces. And if you remember, there's only 16 colors to work with. So even if you just make each space a different color, you will run out of colors. So, you know, in reality, having to use all the colors is not that difficult because you have more spaces than you have colors. So you're going to repeat colors anyway. So the next thing I think we should do is to just lay out the colors. I'm going to choose to use clay. I hope you guys don't mind. The clay is, if you look at it, the wool is a bit brighter than the clay. Actually, let me just say, grab the... Actually, no, let me just lay it all out. Let me just lay everything out for you so you can see what's going on. I want to put the book away. So what am I up to? I'm up to... So white, orange, magenta, light blue, yellow, lime, pink, grey, light grey. And then there's cyan, purple, brown, and so there's a lot more. So let me just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, right? Oh crap, I didn't want to do that. Mistake! Mistake! Alright, there we go. And that should be all the colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What? I lost count, my bad. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Alright, there's 16 colors there. So there's the 16 colors of clay. Let me bring out the wool. I think they actually correspond. Like the wool colors correspond with the clay colors, I believe. Alright, so the wool, if we lay it all out, so you will notice that the wool is somewhat brighter. Look at that green there. Wow, that is so bright. Where's my wool? Light grey wool, cyan. The cyan's really dark. Purple, blue, brown, green, red, black. Right? Cyan, purple, blue, brown, green, red, black. So that's kind of interesting. Like, you know, the wool is really bright, especially compared to green. Although the other colors are fairly similar. The orange is kind of similar. The yellow is kind of similar. Some of this is kind of weird. Look at that. This is supposed to be gray, but it's more brown there, right? Whereas, what is this? Magenta, like light blue looks more like a slate. More like a... I mean, blue stone looks like that, but blue stone is more, you know, gray than anything. Than actual blue. I think like calling it bluestone is like a marketing ploy. It's not really that blue, is it? So cyan, again, looks more like grey than anything. Light grey looks more like brown than anything. Brown is really brown. And then black is dark brown. So the clay is somewhat odd in the sense that it's not really all the colors. But you know, the red there is quite similar. The yellow is quite similar. The orange is kind of similar. So there's all the colors you have available in the wools and in the clay. And I'm going to choose to use clay, I think. Now, how should we do this? How should we do this? Should I just color each room a different color, or should I consider... No, I should consider floors and walls and ceilings as different things, I think. So where should we start? Where should we start? I think we should start with fairly neutral colors for the downstairs. So basically the downstairs is like the public area, that's where the lounge is. And then the upstairs is like the private area where the bedrooms are, right? So let me start with white, blue. I'm just gonna choose the more neutral colors and use these downstairs. Maybe a deep blue and then green and then black. So these are all like dark colors. And where should I start? Let's start with this apartment here. Oh crap, I just destroyed the doors. Wow, I didn't want to do that. Oops. Give me a door. There you go, a door. I meant to open the doors, not destroy the doors. Let me just pick up the white clay again. The middle mouse button is picking up the material, by the way, if you want to just put that in your taskbar. So do we start from the bottom? I guess so. Let's say we make the kitchen walls white. I think that's a good idea because I think you want your kitchens to be fairly neutral colors. Not 100% sure though. That's pretty good. White. Although no, having said that, I mean kitchens get dirty rather easily, and so if you have like a white kitchen wall, then things can get really dirty really quickly. Maybe that was a bad idea. That was really a bad idea, wasn't it? Because like oil stains and various fumes and things, like you'll spot the stains very quickly with a light-colored kitchen. But at the same time, you want a lot of light in the kitchen. Okay, let me just try. What is this? Gray or brown? What do we make this brown? The browns are really dark brown. I'm not sure about that. See, like that brown is really dark. Maybe the brown should be the floor. Let's make the floor brown. Again, because if you spill something on the ground, then you don't want the stain to be too visible. So you make the ground a dark color so that it's more, it's less likely that you would see a stain on the ground. And then maybe the bottom of the wall can also be brown. And then what does cyan look like up here? Do I want a cyan kitchen? It's interesting, it's not too dark. I'm not sure how I feel about that though. Let me go back to brown and put that underneath the windows there. Put that underneath the windows there, and then cyan there, and cyan there. How do I feel about that? And then the ceiling. How should you do the ceiling? I think the ceiling can be a lighter color, even though you still might get smoke stains. But maybe it's okay. Light gray? Kitchen ceiling light gray. I'm not sure about this. I'm just gonna try things out. I guess I'll treat this as a sort of like an experiment. Like I'll just try things out and then we can evaluate what looks good later on. The thing with colors is that often people will choose their own colors. Like if they kind of buy a house, they might choose to repaint their house, or eventually you have to repaint your house at some point. So the architect often, I guess you're sometimes asked to design colors, but a lot of the time people will put in their own colors at some point. I think the floor can be green, and I think the green floor should extend to like there. Let me just put that back. Should the green floor extend to there? Let's put the green floor to there. And so we're gonna make the lounge and dining the same color? Sure, same color floor. Green because it's reminiscent of beautiful fields and, you know, hills and... Oops, I just broke the table. And other grassy things. So we're gonna choose a nice green color for the floor. I'm not sure. I mean, if you asked me if I want to live in a green house or a house with green carpet, I'm not sure. Seems a bit drastic. Let's just try things out. I keep saying that. Let's just try things out. Maybe by the end of this we'll get better at this exercise. So there's a green floor here. Interesting. There's the kitchen back there. Green floor. I had like green, maybe blue? Oh, that's cyan, my bad. This is light blue, that's cyan, okay. Maybe I want like blue walls and light blue sky. So green earth, blue sky. I mean a blue ceiling, my bad. Oh, this is not light blue. Oh no, I said blue, didn't I? Alright, blue walls and then light blue ceiling. So it's like, you know, like a grassy earth and then a blue sky. It's kind of like the theme here. Do you guys like that? Do you think that's cool? I don't know, maybe it is. Everything's really dark though. If you look at... I keep messing up. If you kind of look at this room here, like these are really dark walls, to be honest. Like the walls back there, underneath there. Interesting. We're also using just flat colors at the moment. We're not putting any patterns in the walls yet, which may or may not be a good thing. Now, whether or not we want the blue to extend there, I'm not sure. So let's go for the ceiling with the light blue. How do we feel about this color scheme? I mean, there's only 16 colors in Minecraft, which, if you know about your colors, you know that there's not many options. Like if you go to a paint shop or something, you'll find hundreds and hundreds of colors that you can buy. So, you know, 16 is not really realistic and you don't really get that many options when you're only working with so few colors. But you know, Minecraft, as we said earlier in the first lecture, we did say that Minecraft is, you know, very interesting and very useful, but at the same time, it's very limited in the kinds of things that you can do. So don't expect too much from it. I kind of like this light blue. I mean, it's just more like grey than anything, but it's a fairly nice neutral tone, I think. I like the feel of this light blue. Maybe I should use more of it. Oh crap, I missed a block on the ground there. Hold on, let me just get this. Did I get the other one? Oh, I did. Interesting. Alright, let's just double check we're not leaving anything out. And light blue. How do we feel about this? It's okay. This is okay. The blue and the green, that's kind of nice. I mean, it's also like, you know, we're copying nature, so maybe that's why it's so nice. I'm not sure about the brown here. Maybe I should change that to cyan as well. Let me just see how that works. No, let me just change that back. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's all right. Not sure about this color. Maybe I should change it. This is cyan. It's cyan. What can I change that to? Light gray. Have we used light gray yet? No. Oh, I have to use it in the ceiling. My bad. Use brown. Black is very black. I use green. I use brown. I use blue. I use cyan. That's light gray. Gray? Gray is dark. Gray is really dark. Maybe I should pick a different color for the kitchen here. Let's move on. We'll think about that. All right, so we're ending up with. Okay, so we've used. Oh, have we used white? Oh, we haven't used white yet, have we? Maybe this should be white. Yeah, I think it should be white. The thing is, you don't want your kitchen to be depressing, like, you know, because somebody is cooking your meals, and if the person who's cooking your meals is depressed, then your meals are gonna be depressing. So you want brighter colors for your kitchen, I think, so you don't get the depressing kitchen, and therefore a depressing lunch or something. That seems better. That seems better. Alright, so we've used white. We used light blue. We haven't used grey. We used light grey on the ceiling. We used cyan. We used blue. We used brown. We used green. We definitely don't want the entrance to be black and grey. That's just depressing. Maybe black and grey can be the roof. Alright, I need to pick more colors. I need to pick the rest of the colors basically. Alright, so what do we pick? We picked up to, let's see, we need orange, magenta, we had light blue. No, I don't want that anymore. I need green, pink. That's grey. What is this? Light grey. We had light grey. That's cyan, right? Purple. We had brown, green, and red. Alright, so now we have brighter colors. See, even in one house, we're gonna end up using all 16 colors already. So again, the exercise is not difficult. The exercise is definitely not difficult. Yellow. I have a good feeling about yellow. The question is, do I put it on the wall? Or do I put it on the ceiling? Line on the floor? Next to the green floor? I think that's gonna work. Oops. I destroyed the doors again. Let me just put that back. Alright. Interesting lime floor. Although you see how, you know, similar colors match together fairly easily, so maybe I should make this kind of similar too. Purple walls? Seems a bit ambitious, I think. But I can do purple walls, I think. Let's see how this looks. Purple walls. And then we're gonna do a yellow ceiling. Above here. This might be a bit strange. This is a very colorful ceiling right here. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should. No, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. Alright, we're gonna save the yellow for somewhere else. Let's keep the same blue for this as well. This ceiling here as well. Keep this part consistent. This yellow is... we need to think of what to do with the yellow. Alright, bathroom. Bathroom really should be light colors, I think. Because you want it to feel clean. Even though it's possibly one of the dirtiest rooms in the house, considering it's the bathroom. We want it to feel clean, so let's grab... what have we used so far? We used the light green. Let's grab the white. And let's grab the light blue. Oh, I have light blue. Light gray, possibly? Let's go for white walls. Well, I mean, it's the clay, so it's kind of slightly beige walls. Which is kind of funny. Because beige is like the standard neutral color. Alright, beige walls. I can do that. I don't mind beige walls. And then let's go... light gray floor? I don't know, I feel like this is not that good, to be honest, but I'm just gonna keep going. And then, you know, in the next apartment I might kind of think a bit more about what I want to do. So the idea of these experiments is that as you try things out, you learn things. You are learning by doing, and I'm doing the same thing too. Like, you know, I've said earlier that, you know, color is not my best, or not my most proficient aspect of architecture. So, you know, as I'm trying things out, I'm also learning about how to use color as well. Oh, that's white. What's this? Light gray. Ah, that's a bit weird over there. What if I use a dash of yellow? Interesting. Not sure if that's good, but it's interesting. Alright, well, let's go upstairs and... So, let's think about the bedrooms. The bedrooms, I think, should be fairly cool colors, or maybe the complete opposite? Because you want to sleep, right? Although, you know, at night you don't really see colors very well anyway. Just thinking, where should I use the red? Where should I use the red? On the floor of the master bedroom? It seems a bit bold. Maybe like only around the bed. Interestingly, this doesn't destroy the bed. Oops, well that does. Red underneath the bed? Maybe just red the whole thing? I mean, the red is not a bright red, so I guess, you know, it's not that much of an issue. Where's my doors? Door goes there, right? Yep. A red room. Kinda like the sound of that. But then what else? What else? There's walls and there's a ceiling. If it's a red room, let's just try really bright colors here. So we're gonna have red, orange, and yellow. Let's go for orange walls and a yellow ceiling, and see how we feel about these bright colors. I don't know how I feel about this. Some of you may be completely horrified by what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm just gonna try things out, alright? Don't hassle me too much here about my poor color choices. Just gonna try things out and see how they look. If it's bad, it's bad. You know, I can admit that. Just wanna see how this will work, and then maybe above this will be just yellow. This is a very warm room. So the warm colors are the reds and the yellows and the oranges, right? And the cool colors are the blue, greens, and purples. I just thought that maybe I haven't actually explained that. And you know, it's just associations. Like, you kind of associate fire with warmth, and you associate the ocean with, you know, cold. So colors like blue and green are cold. Colors like yellow and red are hot. Not that they're actually hotter, it's just the associations with those colors. And, you know, because of the associations, like the warm colors are also more active, whereas the cool colors are more passive, again because of the associations. I mean, if you actually talk about science, then a blue flame, for example, is actually hotter than a red flame because a blue flame is actually burning more efficiently and hotter. This is the most curious room I've ever seen. Wow, it's kind of this red, orange, and yellow. Maybe it's too much yellow. I feel like it's too much yellow. Let me just change this back to orange. Just one block. So, you know, being a bedroom where somebody is supposed to be sleeping, we want cooler colors where somebody is sleeping instead of kind of really hot colors. In fact, let's try it next door. Since we've done this here, what is red stained clay? Pink. Oh, that's pink. That's not even red. Wait a minute. Okay, that's... I haven't used pink yet, my bad. Alright, I did use red. So, you know, since we did a really hot bedroom, let's just try the complete opposite. And do like a cool colored bedroom over here. What is it? Greens and blues and purples? We've already used greens and purples downstairs. It turned out kind of well. Maybe it's a good sign. Maybe I should use more of it. Maybe that's what it means. Well, purple, like this purple is kind of warm as well. How should we do this? Purple, green, and blue? Let's try this. Alright, so this is the first apartment. I think I'll have to admit it's not brilliant. Oh, I mean, the colors are brilliant, but the idea wasn't exactly brilliant of how to use the colors. But I have more ideas now that I've seen these colors in action. What I think I really need to do is have like a certain theme for each room before I start putting colors in. I think that will work better. Let's go for green and then blue. Fascinating. Alright, well, let's finish this one. So I'm thinking maybe the next one I'll try contrasting colors, or maybe like complementary colors. So I'll try different strategies for each house or each apartment. That might be interesting. Or maybe I should just stick to one theme for each house, because it's kind of weird, like you go into a house and every single room is a completely different color scheme. That doesn't happen very often. Maybe that was a bit weird to do things like that. I don't know. I probably should have spent more time experimenting with color. Well, better late than never. Alright, so we're gonna put green up to here, right? And then blue above that. How do we feel about this? This is like kind of interesting. Purple and green are not... they're almost opposite colors. Like red and green is opposite. And red and purple are right next to each other. So this contrast looks interesting. Having a purple floor and a green wall provides us with a very interesting contrast. I like that. I like that. Maybe I want more of that. Let's see how this green looks. Whereas the green and the blue, they're very similar. They're kind of cool colors that are close to each other on the color wheel. If you remember your color wheel. If you don't remember the color wheel, then maybe you should just go find a color wheel and memorize it. It's not too complicated. I mean, you only really have to memorize 6 colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple in a circle. So it's just not complicated, the concept of it. And so then colors that are adjacent to each other on the color wheel are similar, whereas opposite colors are the most different, right? Nope. Not a big fan of this. I do like this though. This. Why don't I like that? Why don't I like that? Would I like it more if it was just a green wall and a blue ceiling and not this kind of boundary thing? This border thing. I think I like this better. Maybe I just like flat surfaces of colors. I do like flat surfaces of colors. I don't know if you guys know much about art. Who's the guy who does these? Rothko, I think his name is. His paintings are just... well, some of them. I think it's Rothko. It's just kind of massive panels of color. And you think, well, I mean, this is a panel of color, anyone can do that. Well, he paints them really well. They're really well painted panels of just one color. Yeah, I think I like that better. I think if it was just like kind of massive walls of single colors. Does that mean I should change this as well? For some reason this is kind of okay. Maybe I should change this as well. Let me just change this as well. It's a little bit strange. Alright, so maybe for the sake of demonstration and experimentation, I should have like wildly different strategies for each apartment. That probably is the most interesting thing to do. So what do I still need to use? I think I need to use pink. Where would I want to use pink? Oh, let me just fill that in there. Fill that in there just to keep that a little bit more consistent. Where would I want to use pink? And I know the answer. The answer is right here. Let's try a pink wall. Or should we do the floor first? What kind of floor? What color floor do I want? Black. Black is usually not a recommended color. Maybe I'll just use it and maybe this will demonstrate to you why black. Although this is a dark brown. I mean, dark colors are easier to maintain because I think I've said already, like stains are less visible on dark colors. Like if you're gonna drop an ink pot on a dark carpet, I mean you don't see it because it's dark on dark. Whereas if you have a light colored surface, it's very easy to stain. So dark colors are easier to maintain. It's not too bad. I mean it's called black, but it's more like a dark brown than anything. Let's go for a pink wall here because we are crazy like that. Although the pink here is not really all that pink neither, it's more like a red than anything. Alright, well that's good. Let's just put all of that there. How do we feel about this pink? It's not very strong. I mean, it's not, you know, fluorescent pink. It's more like a dull rose kind of color. Not even rose. Even roses are brighter than this. So looking at the pink against the green behind here. Pink on green? Is that a good color scheme? Hold on, let me just finish this off. I guess I should do the balcony too. I think I'll leave the exteriors of the buildings for last. So experiment with the interior first. And if the interiors look bad, then I can just say that the family who lives here has very bad taste, and it's not really my fault. Or we can pretend that's the case, even though I'm doing all of this myself. But the exterior will try to make those look more presentable, I think. Interesting. Because the black is actually brown, it's like a warm black. I mean, if you can imagine like a warm black or a cool black. Like if it's a blue black, then it's a cool black. So the warm black and the warm pink is actually complementing each other kind of well. Because I mean, it's very subtle, but it's very subtly reddish dark brown. And then the dark gray actually looks darker than the black? Really? See, this is slightly cooler black. Look at that. This is like a brownish black. That's more like a grayish, blue-grayish black. Can you see the difference? Maybe you can't. Maybe I'm just seeing things. I swear this is more blue than the other one. Do you guys see that? Maybe I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure it's more blue than the other one. I think. Yeah, it's very subtle though, isn't it? Like this fits together better than that because this is like red black on red, and that's like blue black on red, which is different. Interesting. That's a very bright room. I don't know if I'm scared of that bedroom or not. It's really bright. This is also bright, but more pleasant. I guess the green. Green is very pleasant because it is nature, it is leaves and grass, and so people enjoy looking at green a lot. So green is a very soothing color. I like this room, mostly because of the green, I guess. This is a lot, this is a bit much. This is way too much. Let's just get out of there. And then down here, again the green is nice. And then like kind of a blue sky on the green meadow. I like this lounge. Actually, not sure about this purple stuff. That yellow is curious. I'm not sure. Maybe I should have a lighter ceiling. And then the kitchen. Not a huge fan of the kitchen. Well, maybe the brown reminds me of chocolate cake. Chocolate cake will be nice. Alright, so that's one version of coloring the house. It's not good. I mean, I'll just admit it right now, it's not good. But, for the sake of experimentation, I will do something even worse in this house. We are going with checkerboards. Haha. Why is that a bad idea? You will soon find out why a checkerboard is a bad idea. Let's pick up contrasting colors and put checkerboards everywhere. So we got green, we got lime, and we got red. Let's start with that. Where should we put lime and red? Let's put it all over the floor in the most horrific way you can imagine. I don't even know if this is legal because it's gonna be so bad. Or maybe not, that's kind of cool actually. Alright, I'm gonna do a checkerboard red and green floor. Just for the sake of demonstration and experimentation. To see what would happen if we had the courage to do something as bold as this. A checkerboard of red and green? Are you serious? If anybody is traumatized by what's happening right now, I apologize. But this is for science. Alright, the checkerboard is going well. I mean, it's not going well, it's going as planned. Probably going as horrifically as anybody can imagine. That. Did I miss any squares? Nope. Alright, now for the green. It just looks like a test pattern. Maybe for like a crash test dummy or something. Orange and black crash test dummies. Those are amazing. Maybe I should put that on the wall. Orange and black. So this is horrifying. So whatever your opinion was of the previous apartment, I can assure you now that this apartment's gonna be much, much worse. Oh, whoops, I just destroyed that cauldron. I need to put it back. Where's the cauldron? Where is it here? The cauldron? No. Where is the, brewing? Oh, here's the cauldron. No, give me the cauldron. Cauldron. Let's put that back. Red and green checkerboards. Well, it's like we walked into Wonderland to find Alice or something. Wow, that's really special, isn't it? Red and green checkerboards. Alright, no rest for the wicked. We are going to continue onwards with, I think, blue and purple. I mean, blue and orange, my bad. Blue and orange checkerboards because one disaster is not enough. Wait a minute, what just happened? Why did the orange swap around like that? I don't even know. Right, orange and blue checkerboards as we continue this fashion disaster that we call a house. Man, somebody needs to ban me from using colors ever again. I am only doing this for demonstration purposes, you see. I mean, I don't have a weird fetish for bad colors or anything. You know, I haven't imagined doing this my entire life and wish that I could do this, inflict this on some poor innocent Minecraft player. That's not that at all. I'm just doing this as a public service to demonstrate to you what not to do with colors. And it's gonna be one apartment, so that's okay. I mean, if you really can't stand this, you can go live in one of the other 3 apartments, I guess. And it's important that once you've started something, that you see it through to the end, because nobody likes a quitter. Oh, that's the wrong one. So, you know, once you've started your checkerboards, don't shy away from finishing it, because that would be cowardly. Alright, let's just put this window back. And, blue. Yes. Although the blue really is more like purple, so it's okay. If you look at movie posters, quite often you'll find blue and orange juxtaposed. There'll be like a blue background and then the orange would highlight something in the foreground. They use it all the time. They use it, well, not all the time. They use it so often, blue and orange. It's just cheap and easy. Wait, it's just to highlight background and foreground. It's just really easy to just kind of use blue and orange. Although in this case, we're not highlighting anything, foreground or background, because it's going to put them side by side in a checkerboard pattern, which is a violation of all decent color schemes around the world. I don't know, do I really need to demonstrate how bad this is? Or do I really need to continue this train wreck that is the checkerboard house? Whoa, this is gonna be insane. I mean, either we are losing our minds or we just walked into something quite wonderful here. Look at this pattern, like what is even going on right now? I can't even tell the difference between reality and nightmares. Okay, so what should we make the walls then? Because we've started the disaster and it's our responsibility to see it through to the end. Yellow and... what's the opposite? Oh no, red and green, orange and blue, yellow and purple? Where's our purple? That's our purple? Yellow and purple is the other pair on our color wheel, right? Right. So we put yellow there, and yellow there, and yellow there. And there... I guess this has to line up like this. Alright. Alright, I mean, as long as you insist on me continuing this, I will. Alright, so that's that there, I think. Yep. Alright, so next to the red is the yellow. It's easy to remember. Let's just continue our checkerboard pattern. all the way to the bitter end. And then it's there and there. Fascinating. And by fascinating, I mean terrifying. That's not right. What's going on here? Hold on, next to the red is the yellow. Yellow, yellow. This can't be right. What's going on? Yellow, 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 green. Oh no, that's right. That's right. Alright, no, that's right. My bad. That's yellow there, and then that's yellow there. So next to the purple is the yellow. I mean the blue. My bad. Next to the blue up there is the yellow. Next to the red is the yellow. It's not that difficult to figure out. You know, even I can do this. And then I guess it's there, and there, and there, and there, and like that. Is that right? Alright, so then the purple goes there, yellow and purple. So I've chosen the complementary colors from the color wheel, like the opposite colors from the color wheel, and put them in the checkerboard next to each other. And I think you can already see the results as we fill this space with terrifying colors. Yeah, I think you can see what's going on already, right? And you might recognize, as I said before, like Alice in Wonderland, maybe like certain clowns and circuses, and other, you know, maybe like a Renaissance fair. These are bright colors, and to put them next to each other is madness. Observe the madness of this room. Should I continue the rest of the house like this? I feel like maybe I'm obligated. Maybe I should try something different now. So you can see what happens when you put checkerboard patterns like this, kind of right next to each other. It's kind of insane, isn't it? It's like a funhouse, insane sort of color scheme. So you wouldn't want to do this in your own home or in anybody else's home. But you might do this in like a circus, you know? Or in some sort of weird nightmare version of reality, you might want to do this. Doesn't Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street, doesn't he wear like red and green checkerboard flannel shirts? I think he does. Well, there you go. There's your nightmare fuel. What should we do upstairs? Hold on, let me just continue this pattern a little bit more. Oops. Like around to there. And around to... Is that correct? No. Is it correct? That's awkward. Oh no, that's correct. That's correct, but it's awkward though. Oops. What should we do? Or maybe okay, let's just do the entire downstairs with this checkerboard pattern. And since we're here in the bathroom, let's do something a little bit more neutral. By which I mean black and white. Black and white on the floor. Start with white. And I need to put the door back. black and white on the floor, and also black and white on the ceiling. No, it wouldn't line up if I do that. I guess this has to be black on the ceiling there. Oh, that's not the ceiling. What am I doing? The ceiling's up there. What should I do for the walls? Black and white for the floor. Light gray, gray, dark gray. Where's the dark gray? That's the brown. Gray, cyan, black. Oh, there is no dark gray. It's just light gray and gray. Alright. Well, there you go. Light gray and gray. Light gray. And that should be light gray too. Oops. That should be gray. That should be my bad. That should be gray. That's gray. Fascinating. I mean, you really shouldn't do this ever in real life. So let me just, get this out of my system now. Because, you never do this sort of thing for clients in reality, so I feel like I should just indulge myself a little bit and go crazy with this. In Minecraft you can do whatever you want and nobody would judge you except all the people who watch your YouTube videos. They would judge you, but not me. I won't judge you. Alright, so there's the black. Yeah, I don't think we need to kind of carry this on any further after the bathroom here. I think we can see quite clearly the folly of checkerboard patterns in any sort of color scheme. But we've tried it out. This is wacky as anything. Look at this thing. Look at this place. It's incredible. Incredibly weird. This is so cool. Look at this. You'd never do this, although I wish some people would. I guess it takes real courage to do checkerboard patterns in a house. Alright, so we're not done yet because there's upstairs. What should we do for upstairs? Let's do a rainbow pattern. As if the checkerboard was not enough, Simon now proposes a rainbow pattern. Alright, well let's start with the red. And then I guess after the red comes the orange, and then the yellow, and then the green, and then the blue, the blue, and then the purple, and then maybe the magenta. Even though 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute, there's only meant to be 7 colors? Oh, that's not great. Alright, there you go. 7. 7 colors of the rainbow. And we are going to turn this house into something incredible. Whether it's incredibly good or incredibly bad is open for debate. But either way, it is going to be incredible. So remember how, in the instructions I said sometimes less is more. If you put too many colors next to each other, things can get messy. Remember how I said that? Now, this is what I mean. It is, in fact, incredibly bad. An incredibly bad idea to put in diagonal rainbows in your house. or maybe incredibly good, depending on your perspective on life. I guess we should continue the rainbow around the corner like that. Yep, I guess that's the best idea in the world. It's not the best idea in the world. Fascinating. Well, maybe you do this in like a children's bedroom, like maybe if you have a baby. No, even if you're children, this is way too much. Way too much for a children's bedroom, even. Oh, that's the wrong bed. There we go. But as I said, over and over again, this is why we experiment, because we want to get this sort of thing out of our systems. So that, you don't try it in real life. You just, if a client comes to you and says, hey, maybe I want a rainbow pattern on my house, you say, no, I've done this before. I know how this turns out. This is not what you want in your life. You need to change your life around and not go down that path. You can say that to your clients in full confidence that you know what you're talking about. Also, we have a problem in that I don't think this would join up the way I think it would join up. Let's see. Orange. And then yellow. And then green doesn't quite join up. I wonder if anyone would notice that the pattern doesn't really join up properly. This is fascinating. This is just incredible. Look at these colors. I mean, how can you deny these colors? This is amazingly bad. This house is incredibly bad. Wow. This is wow. Like, look at what we have made. Look at this terrifying monster that we've created. Amazing. Amazing. We can't stop here. Which colors have we not used recently? So white we've kind of used. Magenta, light blue we haven't used recently. Lime we haven't used recently. Pink we haven't used recently. Cyan we haven't used recently. Brown, have we used brown? Brown we haven't used recently. Look, when you're just kind of thinking to yourself, what other colors can I use to make this worse? That probably means that you've gone too far in your design. That probably means that you should stop and reconsider what it is you're doing with your life. But we're not going to stop. We are not going to stop. Alright, cyan, come on. And then brown. Whoa. And I don't even know what's going on anymore. Brown, and then light blue. There, lime. There, pink. There, cyan. There, brown, and light blue and lime. Awesome. Incredibly good. And then, on the ceiling, we're gonna go the other way around. So lime, pink, cyan. Are we having fun yet? Are you guys having fun? Are you guys having as much fun as I am? I don't know if you can tell if I'm enjoying myself. But this is really liberating, you know what I mean? when you're designing and people are kind of judging you on what you design, you're always kind of under pressure to make something that looks good. But you know what? You're not under any pressure to do that today because you can do whatever you like with any color you like, and nobody's gonna judge you for your really bad color decisions today, just for today. I don't know if I can keep doing this because this is so incredible. All right, we need to do we just do the same thing for the bedrooms? It seems like we need to find something else to do, but we've used all the colors already. Like we've used every single color. We've got the rainbows, got the complementary colors. Alright, let's go back to the checkerboard and be slightly less crazy and choose colors that are similar for the following checkerboards. So we have similar greens, and then blue and light blue, and then purple and magenta. And maybe this will become slightly less crazy if we do this. So we're gonna do like green, except underneath here needs to be green. Oops. Light green and green, and light green and light green. So this is maybe a little bit more sensible, but even still it's a really bad idea. So this check... Oh crap, I don't want to do that. I need orange. So instead of having like opposite colors on the checkerboard, we're gonna have adjacent colors on the checkerboard, so that it's less crazy, which logically makes sense because this is the bedroom, so you want to be slightly less crazy when you're going to bed. I say logically in a completely ironic manner because there's nothing logical about what's going on. I did it again. There's nothing logical about what's going on here. I am having so much fun right now. I think actually, maybe I should take a break soon. Let's finish this house and then I'll take a break. And then in the next video we'll do the opposite house, maybe a little bit more seriously. Or maybe not. I am having an incredible amount of fun though. So I mean this is more tame, right? It's not quite as crazy as some of the other stuff we've been doing. But even so, it's not recommended, I guess. Now let's go to that, and that, and that. I don't know if you notice like some of the decisions that I'm making, like here, there's the dark and the light. So I'm contrasting the light and the dark as I move on to the different colors. So the light and dark, light and dark. So I'm maintaining the checkerboard as we move up the corner, even though it's a different set of colors. I'm maintaining the light and dark checkerboard here like that, if that makes sense. Don't actually know if it's gonna match the other side though. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So there's kind of subtle decisions that I'm making, which may or may not be obvious as you watch me do this. Maybe I should have said earlier on that you should do these experiments yourself before watching. Well, you guys can decide for yourself. I mean, if you watch me do this and then you do your own thing, it's like, well, if you just do what I'm doing now and make crazy colors everywhere, then it's not original because I've done it already. On the other hand, if you kind of do the exercises before you watch me do the exercises, then maybe you're missing things that I'm teaching you here that you didn't figure out while you're doing yours. So I guess it's up to you whether you watch these videos first, like the videos here first, or whether you do the exercises first. Again, the trade-off is that if you watch the videos before you do the exercises, then maybe you won't have as much fun experimenting because you already seen me do the experimenting here. On the other hand, if you do the experimenting yourself first, then maybe you find that I'm doing stuff here that you haven't thought about, and therefore you missed out on doing some interesting things. I don't know, I guess it comes to the same thing in the end. And maybe the learning is really the same in the end. You try it yourself and then you watch me do it. I don't know, maybe it's not all that important. Alright, let's continue with the patterns. Although maybe you should do the checkerboard anyway, maybe just a little bit, maybe not quite as much as I have. Because there are subtle kind of mathematical things about this checkerboard as to like when you turn the corner, why do I put the dark next to the dark instead of putting the light next to the dark like down here? And why do I do that? It's because if you kind of have a checkerboard in 3D, then it's going to look like that, and it has to be, making it consistent in 3 dimensions because this thing curves around a little bit. Although, I guess I don't have to make it consistent. But, mathematically it should be like this. If you're making a 3-dimensional checkerboard, right? Does that make sense? So this is the kind of stuff that I'm thinking about as I'm doing this. I'm not just making crazy patterns for the sake of it. Oh wow, I am making crazy patterns just for the sake of it. But at the same time, I'm also thinking about the mathematics of this checkerboard pattern that I'm making, and the implications of making a checkerboard in 3D. And back in the other space, we made the rainbow pattern and then we wrapped it around the wall. But then when we got back to where we started, we were like 1 block off, and I noticed that. And so I guess if you want to do it properly, I don't know why you want to do a rainbow properly, but if you want to do a rainbow pattern properly, then you'd have to count the number of blocks that the perimeter is, and then carefully make sure that you choose a multiple that would allow you to wrap around cleanly or something, or try to figure out how it wraps around without being obviously wrong. So we were 1 block off by the end of it because 7 is a really awkward number to divide into. And 7 doesn't divide into 4 in any way. So I guess if you have an even number of blocks as the perimeter, which you're always going to have an even number of blocks around the perimeter, you kind of choose an even number that's a multiple, or what is it? A denominator? Is that what I'm looking for? A denominator of, as the number of colors should be a denominator of. Am I thinking about the right mathematical words? Alright, so I mean, if you have, let's say the perimeter is 16, maybe you should choose 4 colors, or 2 colors, or 8 colors, so you can multiply into them cleanly. Wow, look at this room. Crazy. So you can kind of divide the numbers into the perimeter cleanly, so you don't have 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yes, it's 22, right? Whereas 7 times 3, so 1, 2, 3 gets you 21, plus 1 is 22. That's why we're 1 block off, because the perimeter is 22, but 7 gives you the closest multiple is 21. So when we wrap 7 around 22, we get 1 block off at the end. So I mean, if I kind of thought about this at the start, then we could have avoided that little mishap here at the edge where there's like an extra block there that we need, because the 7 doesn't line up into 22. Does that make sense? Like if you know your math, and if you know your checkerboard mathematics, then you would be able to figure that out, and you would kind of avoid that particular issue. Alright, so let's find the other colors that we didn't use. Red and pink. And what's another good pair? 1, 2, 3, I don't really see a good pair. Maybe let's go back to black and gray. This black and gray I've been finding quite curious because the black is kind of like a dark reddish brown. And then the gray is like a... Was the gray that I was thinking about? It must have been, right? Black and gray? Yeah, I find this really fascinating. Like, when you see them next to each other, it's not really bluish, isn't it? It's just a different shade of the same brown. I don't know. I find this fascinating, these two colors. The really dark brown. Not sure why. Alright, let's kind of fill that in. Fill that in. And then we have to go underneath the beds here. And then we go underneath the beds here and underneath the chest. Just put that in. And this. How long have I been recording for? I feel like I've been going on for a long time. But I'm just having so much fun with these crazy patterns, so I don't really want to stop. Alright, let me, oh, this needs to be black. Anything else? No? Alright, let's go on to the walls. The walls, I think I'll do a red and pink. Oh, wait a minute, this should be pink. So dark and light, dark and light. And there, and there, and you know, a checkerboard in 3D means we do that. And that. And that. Yeah, alright. And then that. And then continue up the wall. This does take a long time, doesn't it? It's not as creatively challenging, or maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I was gonna say it's not as creatively challenging as the previous exercise where you actually have to design space. But you know, I'm just making crazy patterns, so I'm not really trying very hard to make this look good. So maybe I'm just gonna say the wrong thing. I mean, if you're trying to make the colors look good, I'm pretty sure it's just as creatively challenging as the other design exercises. I'm just doing wacky things, so this is not challenging at all. I'll try to do things properly in the next two apartments, I think. I mean, I'm doing this just to kind of get it out of my system and just to kind of show you guys as well what happens when you make crazy patterns in a house. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've never seen a house like this in your life. Because nobody sensible ever does something like this. Only crazy people do stuff like this. Although this isn't bad. It's not good, but it's not bad neither. Alright, let's go to the ceiling and then finish off. And then, oops, and then orange. Incredible! The red and pink checkerboard. It reminds me of like candy. like Valentine's Day candy or something. It reminds me of, yeah, like stuff like that. Candy and nope, that's it. That's all I've got. The rainbow reminds me of like a children's crash, like where babies might play. Really bright colors for like kids. This is, I don't know what that is. And then downstairs is like Wonderland, or like Alice in Wonderland here. Amazing. Alright, well, now you see what happens when you put checkerboards everywhere. I hope you learned a valuable lesson today about how to be a good person and not design bad colors for your clients. So I'm going to take a break here because that was quite insane. When we come back, we continue with the coloring in on the other side. Let me just review this. This seems so boring in comparison. Look at this, look how boring this is. And the color choices weren't too good neither. So, if the first time you try something, it doesn't look very good, that's normal. It's not good, but it's not it's not unreasonable. So keep trying, and just if the first time you do something it doesn't look very good, step back, look at it, think about it, and then try something else until you figure out how to do it well. So let me end this video here. In the next video, we continue with the next apartment. This is quite entertaining.